Moadim Lesimcha, which is happy holidays, Chag Sameach. It's so great to be able to be together with our community during this holiday of Sukkot. And the word Sukkah, which we all know as this beautiful temporary hut or structure that's likened to what the Israelites built for themselves when they were in the wilderness, um, it's not actually obvious that a sukkah is this temporary hut. When we hear it referred to in the Torah, it doesn't describe anything about it being a hut. It just says that they lived in Sukkot. And there are different interpretations. Rabbi Akiva interprets Sukkot as these huts that we know of. But Rabbi Eliezer, another sage rabbi in the Talmud, said that what Sukkot are is the clouds of glory that accompanied the Israelites through the wilderness. But the way that the Torah describes it is that when Israel would move from one place to another, they would be accompanied by God's presence that was experienced in these clouds of glory. And that I can only imagine what that sense of God's presence was like, to be able to look all around you, to look at the people in your family, the people in your life, and see all of it filled with God, filled with that presence. That the clouds of glory was not something maybe that was new, that was added on to the Israelites' experience, but instead was a way of talking about the awareness of the Israelites themselves, that they experienced life in that wilderness desert as being filled with God's presence, as being filled with clouds of glory. So when we take this interpretation of Sukkah, in addition to the very earthy thing we know as these huts with plants and earth and skach, as we dwell in our Sukkot, we're being invited to look around us and see God's presence. That Sukkot being called a Zman Simchatenu, a time of our rejoicing, of our joy, means that we're rejoicing because we realize how precious and how amazing every moment is. All the people in our life, the earth around us, everything is filled with God.